Hello, everyone. Am I coming? Is my sound coming all right? Hi, Mary. Hi, Marsha. Good. No distortion this week. So, today we're going to talk about split chain. Uh, and because we saw the split ring, now it's time for the split chain. We're going to make a small motif. Uh, a simple one. Uh, so I hope you're going to like it. So let me go down shot to show you what I'm going to talk about, and then I'll share the pattern to help you follow up. Okay, let me do this like this. So this is what we're going to do. Okay. At the end, I'm going to share a pattern that I did in 2008, which is this one's not finished, which is this. And if you work with two colors, you can do this. So let me share with you the pattern so you can follow. Hopefully, oops, there you go. Let me resize it a bit so you can have everything. Here. Can you all see this? I'm waiting. Let me know when you got the pattern either written down or printed the screen or um we'll see that in the next class, Marsha. I'm going to show you a pattern going from one row to the other one. We'll kind of see it here a bit, but not enough. So next class, we're going to work out to apply both of those techniques in dollies and when you need to climb out of ropes. Hi, Monica. Does that answer your question, Marsha? Basically, what I'm showing is the basic of the technique. Right now, we're in the split stuff series, meaning the split ring, the split chain. Later on, we're going to have another type of split that we're going to practice and learn. So by showing you the technique, the basic, then I'm going to show you how to apply it to the pattern. But if you don't know how to use the technique, how to work it, you won't be able to understand how to do it in the pattern. So that's why I'm doing it like that. Okay. So let me know if you have the pattern. Then we'll choose our color thread. Three colors. For today's class, you're only going to need your needle, scissors, and if you have pico gauge, that's awesome. So, in the pattern, I'm not sure. Can you see my mouse? Maybe. Okay, I'll do it. Can you see? I kind of highlighted. Um, Mary is asking, is mostly the only pattern or type of. Uh, there's other type of pattern done with split chain ring, not split ring, but split chain only, but they are rare. That's why I kind of try to create patterns that you can practice that type of technique a lot, so you can get your hand and your muscle memory all working together and understand what you're doing. Okay. But at the end, I'm going to show you the fan. It's called the split chain fan. I could share it now. Uh, Let me give me a minute. Grab the link. There we go. Hopefully this will work. I said hopefully. Yes, maybe. Um, it should be pinned on the top somewhere on the top. That's a pattern I created back in 2008 after class with Georgia, um, because I wanted to do something that I could practice the split chain enough so I can understand what I'm doing. Because when you're doing it only once, it's hard to understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. So that's why I'm making small samples like the split chain that you're seeing right now, so you can practice it and put it in your tatting journal or tatting sample book that we're going to cover next year. I'm preparing stuff with pattern and helping you creating it. Okay, everybody got the pattern, so we can start. And you're welcome, Mary, to for the pattern link. That the pattern link that I just shared, it's for practice. Um, it's not what you're going to work today. Okay, we're going to work what you're seeing on the screen. So if you can see, I highlighted the 12 in the pattern. The that is in red. Hopefully, it's in red. Okay, it's to tell you the color of the thread, but actually it's what the thread you're going to work with. Okay, the color red is going to be work with the thread off the ball, and the color blue is going to be work with the thread coming from the eye of the needle. Does everybody got this? You will need to take notes, small notes, because there's going to be special where I'm highlighting the dash. Is it a dash? Backslash? Backslash. Um, there's a special move that you need to do and to think. And when you're going to close, just before closing everything, there's another special move that you're going to do. I didn't write it because I wanted you to take notes and make sure that the note is um, from your mind, how you understand it, not how I understand it. Okay? So let me drop that document off. So I'm going to put this away. By the way, this and this, those two little ones, is what you're going to do with the link I just shared. Okay. So today we got blue, we got green, and we got pink. I need two colors. One, two, or three. You guys decide. I'll put my glasses on while you tell me which color you want. Last week we did the green and the pink. We tried the green and the blue. Okay, blue and pink. Perfect. You don't mind. Okay, so we're going to work. Let me think. We're going to have the blue outside. So the ball thread is going to be blue, or should it? And the thread coming inside for the split chain is going to be pink. Okay. Hi, Carol. So you're going to take for you about 3 feet of thread that you're going to be needing for the core thread, the thread that's going to be threaded on the needle. I'm going to take more because I'm working with larger size thread. I'm going to cut this. I don't need the ball of the thread of the pink thread anymore. We're going to give me a few seconds so I can work properly. Okay. So we're going to, I think my gray gloves now contrasting enough with, let me grab my other wrist warmer. Okay. So I'm going to place my stuff. To start, we're going to take both thread, okay, and we're going to make a knot. This is a sample. It's fine to make a knot. So I'm just going to make a simple knot just to be sure. Hi, Joanne. Now this is done. Can you see clearly, or you want me to go to zoom in? So I'll grab the. Let me grab this and put it smaller. I know it might be small for you, but this will help a lot. So we're going to start by doing the ring. It's a small ring. All picots need to be small. Now I made a knot in my thread. So let's thread our needle. There we go. So let's make our double stitch. So the ring, it's 3 double stitch. 1, 2, 3. I need a small picot. Small picot. So and size 10, you can use about a 3 millimeter. Let me try to see how much it is in inch. It's about an eighth of an inch. So here's one. We need to make 4 picots, all separated by 3 double stitch. That's 2. And that's the last one. 2 and 3. Can you see everything clearly? Now we're going to close the ring like this. Make sure not to have everything moving around. Pass the needle. Again, when you close, make sure that you close the loop here before closing properly the ring. Everybody's okay. Going to zoom. Don't get sick, please. Okay. So by now, you should all know how to do the ring. So let's start with number one that I highlighted. Okay. The first part before the backslash is a normal chain. So since I need not to turn, remember the needle needs to pass like this. And just without flipping it. Okay. So like this. Now we're going to make 12 double stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 12. Okay. So by now, making the ring, making the chain, nothing, everything's the same. It's the basic. Okay. Let's close that chain. Gently. Okay. So I have my chain. Now we're going to talk about, let me highlight again this, oops, I just want this one, about the backslash, okay? We need to go and do the split chain, the split part of the chain, okay? So what I'm going to do is first unthread my needle, turn it around so that the eye of the needle, sure, can you see that? Okay, the eye of the needle is going to be just between, well, actually, it's above, like this. Okay? Going to place, okay? Whoops. Can you all see this? I'm going to try to make you see. This is the eye of the needle. We're going to work with the pink thread. In your pattern, it's going to be the blue number. But this is what we start to do when we see the backslash. Okay? Now, take note that you're going to work with reversed order of stitch. So I'm going to start with the second half, then the first half, second, first. Okay? And I need to make 6 of those. That's 4, 5, and 6. Okay? Now we done the 6. Okay? Before closing, we need to join to the first picot. Okay? This is how you're going to join. You're going to flip, I'm sorry, flip toward the back. Okay? Did you all see that? I'm working like this. Okay? Blue threads over, pink threads under, and I need to flip from the back, taking the eye of the needle and pulling it to the back. Poke the eye of the needle inside the picot, okay, and rethread my thread. Okay? Let me do this. By now, you should know how to thread your needle. My hands are kind of stiff today. We finally got up here our snowfall. A lot of it. Well, a lot. A lot of it for this time of year. And on Friday, they're saying that we're going to have rain. So, okay. So, my needle's rethreaded. Okay. Make sure that the tail at the beginning, the big knot, okay, it's not in the way. You're going to pull the same way you do a chain, the thread, okay? And it's going to look like this. This pink part is a split chain. The blue one here is a normal chain, okay? Let's do it again. So now I don't need to unthread my needle because I need to do a chain in the pattern. This is the chain 2. Let me go here. Okay, so we're going to do this part. That's a normal chain. I'm going to place my needle right beside the last double stitch I did in the split chain. I'm going to do 6 double stitch. That's 1, whoops, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to close my chain exactly like, no, no securing knot. Okay, the only place I put a securing knot when we did the transition between the ring and the chain. Okay, now we have our second chain done. Okay, I'm going to do the other part. Let me help you and highlight what I'm doing. Okay, we're going to do so. The backslash means I need to unthread the needle, turn my needle so my eye of the needle comes up because I'm going to be working on the eye of the needle. Well, actually over. I'm going to place my needle just there, okay? Just above the last stitch I did. I'm going to start with the second half. First half, I'm going to make 6 like this. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now that's done. I need to do the last part after I did. So I'm going to turn the needle backwards. So the eye of the needle turns from the back like this. I'm going to poke in the same picot that we just did. Okay. Top from bottom. I'm going to thread the needle again. So by now, threading and unthreading our needle in needle tatting is a skill set that we need to work because we're having going to have to thread and unthread a lot our needle in our needle tatting life. Give me a few seconds. I kind of okay. Somebody's going to tell me to cut that. So let's cut it. Last week I did say one of the reason why um, we usually take more thread. It's not working today. Okay, let me grab my needle threader. So it gets easier. Okay. Now, remember when I said when you use a needle threader, don't leave a tip too long because you can break your needle threader just enough. And don't pull straight, just go upside down like this, and everything's going to. Okay, let me place. I turn so much around. So here we go. And this is not going to work. Okay. Yeah, it is. Sorry. Took my work the wrong way. Yeah, the second sixth stitch is always the reverse. I'll explain, okay? Let me pull the thread off. And on the next one, I'll explain why Mary so you can understand, okay, why the reason behind we need to reverse the order of stitch. Okay, so let's do our six double stitch in the blue one. So that's the first part of the third section. Okay, so I'll show you. I'll do a mistake on purpose to help you understand. Okay, now when you close, make sure that you're tightening your chain a bit more than usual. So when you place your needle, you're going to how can I say that? Uh, the stitch can expand on the cord thread and not be too loose. So again, needle on thread. So this part is going to be, I'm going to redo it, but I want to show you. Okay, I place my needle. Now I'm going to do the not reversing the stitch, okay? Starting with the first half, the second half, first, second, okay? Going to make the six. And that's six, okay? So as you can see, the cap, I did it with the first half and the second half, okay? So when we turn, I want you to look at the stitch here, okay? Can you see the cap? Okay? I'm going to turn the needle like I'm supposed to do. Let me turn the needle and place it here. Can you see that the cap are not the same? Can you all see this? Oops. Okay? So by doing the reverse work, my double stitch here keeps going the same way. If I don't do it on the split chain, it breaks. Does that make sense to everybody? Just going to let it down a bit. See if you got all that. Any question? Let me finish it so we can see it properly. Okay? I'm going to close it like as is, okay? With the normal without reversing the stitch when I did it. Like I said last week, when you're working, always try to have your elbow or your arm on the table, not floating in the air like I'm doing. I'm doing this so you guys can see more clearer. So I'm going to close that split chain. So, and I'm going to make one double stitch, just one, because we're going to keep going. Can you see the difference? Let me place everything so you can see properly. Okay. Let me grab my hook. As you can see, all the end of the double stitch of the chain is going here. This one's going here. There's a nice transition that's going between the split chain and the chain. Again, here, there's a nice, can you see the nice transition there between here? But if I grab this one, you'll see the transition is not the same. It's not as neat and clean. That's why we're doing it this way. Okay. I'll finish this chain, make 6, and 6. Shuttle tatter doing split chain has a bit has it a, have it a bit more difficult. So yeah, see, I did the chain. Let me show you again. Let me place. Whoops, butterfinger. Let me place this. Okay, can you see the difference? The double stitch here. It's smooth and it keeps going. Same thing for the second one. Can you see the third one when I didn't do the reversed? There's kind of a gap. It's not as smooth as the rest. That's why. Okay. Now I did the chain. Let me place I'll explain why the reasoning between why this is happening. Unthread the needle. Okay. I'm going to do, remember, eye of the needle. I'm going to do the same error. No, I'm not. I'm going to do the other one. The right way is second half first, like 6, and that's supposed to be 6. When you're working in the reverse order and you lost your count, turn your work and you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Now, hmm, there's a gap. When I said that you need to start your, can you see? Can you see there's a gap? So I'm going to redo it. Okay. The reason why there was a gap was when I placed my needle to work, I didn't squeeze the chain. So let's squeeze the chain. Start with 1, 5, and 6. Okay, so if since we're doing so the blue part is front side, meaning that we work with the first half and after the second, and the pink one we reverse the order, so we started with the second half. So because we're turning our needle to the back, everything's going to be placed in the right, as if we were doing the first and the second stitch. Let me poke this. Remember, we poke the eye of the needle inside the picot, the same as we did prior. We're going to thread the needle. I'm so used to work with small size thread. Uh, I like size 30, 40, and smaller. But when I show you, I work with size 3 thread. So my fingers are not very used to that size of thread. So I kind of have difficulty. Needle threader to the rescue. Okay, here we go. See, needle threader. Let's close this one. Okay, like I said, I didn't start. Oops, see, but I didn't start close enough. I didn't pull enough my chain double stitch to start my split chain. That's why I have a gap here. Okay, let's see if we can work this out. So we're going to make 6 double stitch, 5 and 6. Okay, when you do a gap, this what this is what is going to happen. You see the small bump here. Okay, so unthread my needle, turn the needle, pull the double stitch very close to each other, not just snug, just pull on it. Those tail. When you have issue with tails like this, okay, I'm going to show you something. If you got a clip, pin, or something, I got hair clip for kids. I'm going to pull it there. So it's going to hold that tail out of the way so I can work more properly, placing the eye of the needle and just pull tight. Okay, second half first. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to turn my needle and join inside the next picot. Okay. Oops. Let me thread my thread off camera. It's going to be easy for me. I'm stubborn. I'm still trying to thread the needle without the threader. There we go. Okay. Let's close that string. Okay. Let's make. Did I do a mistake? 6. Yeah, that's 6. Give me a few seconds. I was able to keep going. Um, oops, there's a mistake in the pattern, but we'll deal with it. So that's 6. Make like this. Well, it's not a real mistake. So we're going to unthread the needle. Turn the needle and reverse work. Try to tight as much as possible. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Turn the needle to the back. Poke the needle in the picot. Retread the thread. This. This. Oops. Did I say that I have butterfingers today? There we go. Thread this. And let's close that chain. Whoops. Now let's do the 7th one. I'm going to need to thread the needle again because when I pulled the chain out, my needle unthread itself. So we're going to do 6 double stitch. Normally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Marsha, to answer your question earlier, when we climb out, we go in circle and we need to climb. So we usually, when we use a split chain, we do half of the chain and we kind of go out where there's the farthest picot away. In this case, there's not, but you'll see what I'm trying to say. So I did my 6 double stitch. Okay, going to unthread my needle. Okay, I'm going to turn my needle. Remember, we need to turn the needle because the second part of the split chain is work over the eye of the needle. So now I'm going to make 12 double stitch. That's 2, 4, 11, and the last one, that should be 12. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. So let me place my thread. I'm going to turn the work. Okay. And I'm going to poke at the base. Where's the knot? Okay. So at the base of the ring. This part might be a bit difficult to do. Let me undo the clip. Okay. But at the base, you know where we did the securing knot? We need to join in there. Okay. If you're having issue, you know the knot I did at the beginning? I didn't pull it tight. So in this place, what I'm going to do is loosen it a bit. Let me place my work again. So we need at the base, just where the ring and the chain start. Okay, got it. This might be a bit difficult, but it's normal. Okay, so let's thread. Come on, let me do it again. Oops. Oh, got that part. There we go. So, okay, everything's back and threaded. Okay, and let's pull everything off like this. Now, as you can see, place your, oops, okay, you need to work that chain so it stays in place. Okay, like this. And when it's done, oops, okay, let's make a knot to secure everything in place. Any questions? Anyone? Questions? So this can be made like this. And if you want to keep going or do something, okay, this part is what we're going to work in 2 weeks. We're going to see how to climb out. This is the part that we're going to see. But before doing that, we need to understand this part. So I do hope you enjoyed. These can be made for anything. So why, Marsha? You're going to watch the video over and over. We'll work again on split chain next in 2 weeks in the next session. Okay, but we're going to work mostly to climb out of patterns and the mock and learn the mock picot. Let me go back up. Tell me where you're confused. I'm curious. Um, if you could only do 2 stitch at the blue or 1 or 2 and then do a pink chain. Yes, yes, Marsha. You can play with the pattern. You can change the double stitch. I just wanted to do something that you can see. Okay. Yes, you can. 2 stitch might not be enough because everything's going to be stacked. But yeah, it can work. Just remember to add picot to your ring. You will also have to rewatch. Carol, was that uh, too much information? Because we are going to work with uh, more and more complex uh, techniques. When I say complex, I'm not saying that it's necessarily difficult, but there's a lot of things to think about, to remember that we need to do. Like when we do the split chain, we need to reverse. We need to start with the reverse the needle, and we need to start with the second half, not the first one. And we need at the end when we join the split chain to the picot to poke. Yes, it is different. And the reason why I'm showing you this type of manipulation right now, I'm aware that many of you want to learn floating rings or hanging rings, but we need to either work with 2 needles when we're going to get there, or thread and unthread the needle. And we need to understand how to work with cut thread when we work. Okay. So I'm trying to work the technique progressively for that. I'm sure you understood what I wanted to say. Um, so your hands and your mind work together and it gets less and less confused. Okay. Yes. This one, Mary. I know I'm far, but the pattern I shared, uh, you might like that one. And if you keep instead of doing the long picot, keep the sequence of the double stitch and the number of pico. Add those pico, close your ring, and you should have a flower, a sunflower actually, at the end. Oh, really, Mary? There's some out there that do demonstrate split chain for needle. Not a lot, but there are some. But the more we're going to go, the more technique and explanation we are going to be less and less, because I'm not sure why, but needle tatting at some point, some kind of decided to stop, because there's a lot of information that there's missing, unfortunately. But I hope that I'm going to be able to share with you what I know and the techniques I play with, so you can work needle tatting with all the new technique out there. Any more? Any question? Yeah. When I usually learn a new technique, I try not to find a pattern. I just try to start and practice, make a ring, uh, and try to work. Just make something to practice. Most of the sample that I share with you, it's because I do shuttle tatting also, not just needle tatting. So thank you, Mary. So I try to work a pattern just to help me remind me all of the things that we need to think. Okay, because the things I said about, okay, when you turn the needle on thread, turn the needle, you need to poke, you need to, all those small information in my brain, it's kind of all together. So my fingers are going to do the work without thinking. So when I do sample for you guys to show you, I redo them, take notes to make sure that every movement and the reason why that needs to be done is written down, so you can follow me and understand why you're working like that. Yeah, true ring. Many people. There's not a lot of people that works true ring with needle, because they say it's a pain. Sorry about that. Because they say it's a pain. But the fact, Mary, that you work so hard with the true ring, you're going to have an edge on learning the floating ring, because you already know how to do the true ring, how it's supposed to be work and look, and the tension and so on. And in that class, and when we're going to learn that in that session, you're going to learn what you've been asking me, that I've been pushing away a bit. Okay. Uh, you're going to learn how to make the true ring with the ball thread. Again, it's another way of thinking. It's understanding why you're doing it, and so on. So this this is why I kind of change a bit my session, my life, because I want you to work with techniques, understand them, because if you don't, doing a big project is going to be very hard and discouraging, because you're going to work so hard not understanding what you're doing. um, will you review? review how to tie the knot over and under, ironing the hands. Yeah, sure. You're talking about how to hide the ends in the beginning, or let me undo something here. I'm going to put my glass on because, like I said, I can see far, but not up close. I'm going to undo this difficult knot and see if I can show you. You too, Monica. Well, I know it's kind of might look difficult. Okay. Okay. Next, I show that in the next session, Mary. If that's that, because I'm going to show you how to start and hopefully how to finish a piece. So, Monica, all of you who are looking, it's different. The reason why you're looking at this and going, "Oh my God, I'm having difficulty understanding," it's because it's really different the way we do needle split chain. Okay, the fact that we need to think in advance when you're doing a chain, since you're going to turn your chain, not your chain, but your needle for this to join when you do this the split part of the chain. You need to think, okay, that's going to be turned. So what I'm going to work, and I'm seeing it's the back. Okay. Uh, I need to do that. But if you're working, now I'm going to confuse a lot of you. But if you're working on the back side, it's going to be the reverse of what you're doing. Okay. Um, yes, I'm a big fan of front and back side because I feel that the piece that you're doing is more beautiful at the end than if you do traditionally without doing front and back side. But that's kind of my point of view, my taste. It doesn't mean that it's yours. Okay. Tie in the knot at the end of the ring. Uh, okay. Let me go down. I'm going to show you something. Okay. Don't shut again. Okay. I'm going to retread my thread, my needle, because are you talking about the securing knot or when we finish the work, Mary? While I'm waiting for your answer, I'll try to retread my needle. When I start, you're asking me when I do this. when I start the first half. Sometimes I start with the needle over, and sometimes I start with the needle under. Is that it? No? Let me read that again. Tie in the knot at the end of the ring. Well, actually, when I tie my knot at the end, I usually turn my work and do the shoelace trick once, okay, and do it twice. Then I add my end. Now there was a one before that. That's what I do before hiding my ends. But I'll go over that. Sure. In the next session, when we're going to see how to do the work, usually it's that. Okay. Don't worry, Mary. Catch up. By the way, these made in small thread. Uh, like I got. Let me grab. This is big thread, but if you have small sparkly thread or metallic thread, those are gorgeous and can make great earrings. Okay, this is a big because it's size 10, 3 thread. But yeah, so let's see how Mary when Mary catch up, how she's doing. Anybody else have any questions? It's all right, Mary. Just poke me. You know how to reach me. Any more questions? For those who are still with me, please remember to like. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. This helped me a lot. And ring that bell if you want to get notification. So you can know when I go up or know if I do kind of secret videos because I'm kind of looking into that. So, oh yes, I am Mary. I'm the week I canceled the class. Like I said, I have fibromyalgia, and most of you know that. And sometimes I have flares. I did have some last year. You know, all know about that, but it wasn't as bad as this one this year. My husband, when he saw me, he said that it was about 15-year plus. I didn't have a flare like that one. Uh, I didn't like it a lot. And the med, when I have those type of flares, when I take them, it takes about 3 to 5 days to help my flare calm down. So last week when I did the class, I was off the flare, but I was still kind of in pain and it kind of showed. But today I'm good, still stiff, but with the weather, what what can I think? Me and Miss Weather that doesn't know if it's going to rain, to snow, or be just humid, or in between. We are in that negative in Celsius for those, but we're barely below freezing point. I'm going to say it like that so everybody understand the word. So the humidity in the air uh, is high, and for those who do have muscle issues, arthritis, and so on, it does take a hold on us. So yeah, but no, I'm good. I'm good up till Friday when it's supposed to rain uh, over the snow with barely over the freezing point. So yeah, that's the place we are right now. Uh, but hopefully we're going to have snow this Christmas. Uh, so that said, next week I want to wish every Americans that are listening to me happy Thanksgiving. I wish you all to have fun um, and health because we need health, and to have a great Thanksgiving. Uh, yes, I'm Canadian. We do have our Thanksgiving in October, so for us it passed. But yeah, I'm thankful for everyone that's watching these video and learning something down the road because needle tatting is still young. Yes, it's old, but it's still young, and we need to bring it up to speed. So, thank you, everyone. So, that said, thanks for being here. See you all in 2 weeks. Until then, you can practice and have fun. Bye bye, everyone, and happy tatting.